The village of Kisiwa woke before sunrise every day, not to read, not to plan, but to pray. The bell rang, the call echoed, and the people bowed their heads faithfully. Faith was the strongest thing they had. Unfortunately, it was also the only thing. Kisiwa was poor, but not because the land was cursed. The soil was fertile, the river nearby never dried, and the sun was generous. The poverty came from something deeper, ignorance wrapped in devotion. Children grew up memorizing prayers before they could read their own names. Books were seen as distractions, questions as rebellion. When a child asked why, the elders replied, "It is God's will." That answer ended every conversation and every possibility. Illiteracy ruled silently. People signed documents they could not read. Land was taken, contracts were cheated, and promises were broken, but no one noticed until it was too late. When misfortune struck, the village did not investigate causes. It organized more prayers. When crops failed due to poor farming methods, they fasted instead of learning. When disease spread, they blamed demons instead of dirty water. Religion became a refuge from responsibility. Leaders preached obedience, not understanding. They warned that education would corrupt faith, that knowledge would make people arrogant. And the people believed them, because belief was easier than thinking. The poorest remained poor generation after generation, not because they were lazy, but because they were never taught how the world works. Poverty fed ignorance. Ignorance fed blind faith. Blind faith rejected education. And the cycle continued, unbroken. Those who tried to escape were labeled sinners. A young boy who wanted to become a doctor was told healing belonged to God alone. A girl who wanted to be a teacher was warned that educated women destroy families. Slowly, dreams learned to stay quiet. Kisiwa did not fail in one dramatic collapse. It failed slowly, quietly, faithfully, because a society that is poor, illiterate, and deeply religious, but hostile to knowledge, does not fall from lack of faith. It falls from lack of understanding. Faith can guide morals, but without education, it cannot guide progress. And when belief replaces thinking, prayer becomes a substitute for action, and hope becomes a habit of waiting. In the end, Kisiwa kept praying for change, never realizing that change requires more than faith. It requires knowledge.